Macomb County, known for its scenic parks, delightful cider mills, and apparently a sudden surge in cannabis heists that would make even the most hardened Ocean's 11 member blush. We're not talking about some petty pilfering of pre-rolled joints here, folks. These are organized, brazen robberies targeting the burgeoning legal cannabis industry, and frankly, it's getting out of hand. Over the past few months, Macomb County has seen a concerning uptick in these targeted thefts, leaving business owners frustrated and residents on edge. And look, I get it. Nobody wants to live in a world where they can't enjoy a locally sourced gummy without some masked bandit potentially rappelling in from the ceiling Mission Impossible style. So, tonight we're diving headfirst into this sticky situation. We'll examine how law enforcement is responding, the measures businesses are taking to protect themselves, the economic fallout of these heists, and what the good people of Macomb County are saying about it all. Buckle up, everyone. This is going to be a wild ride. Now, you'd think with a crime wave sweeping through a county's legal drug trade, the police would be all over it like a dog on a dropped edible, right? Well, the reality is a bit more complicated. Law enforcement in Macomb County, much like in many parts of the country grappling with legal cannabis, are in uncharted territory. They're trying, bless their hearts. They really are. But it's like watching your dad try to use a smartphone. There's a lot of fumbling, head-scratching, and muttering under their breath. The police are increasing patrols, sure, and they're working on establishing better communication with dispensary owners. But are these efforts enough to deter criminals who are clearly one step ahead? Spoiler alert? Not really. Look, cracking down on these heists requires specialized knowledge, dedicated resources, and a dash of good old-fashioned detective work. And frankly, it's unclear if those are being deployed as effectively as they could be. Faced with what can only be described as a less than reassuring police response, dispensary owners in Macomb County aren't exactly sitting ducks, waiting to be plucked clean. They're fighting back, and they're doing it with enough security measures to make a Bond villain jealous. We're talking reinforced walls, shatterproof glass, enough security cameras to rival the NSA, and security guards who look like they could bench press a small car, all in the name of protecting their precious, and let's be honest, highly profitable buds. It's like walking into a cross between a bank vault and a head shop, which I guess is kind of fitting. But here's the thing, all this security comes at a cost, and that cost is being passed down, you guessed it, to the consumer. So now, not only are you potentially risking a life of crime by simply wanting to buy a little something to take the edge off, but you're also paying a premium for the privilege. These cannabis heists aren't just a minor inconvenience. They're having a real impact on Macomb County's economy, and not the kind that gets you giggly and craving Funyuns. We're talking about serious financial losses for businesses already navigating the complex world of a tightly regulated industry. Remember those beefed-up security measures we talked about? Those aren't cheap, and neither is lost product, insurance hikes, or the cost of constantly replacing stolen inventory. It's enough to make even the most entrepreneurial spirit want to pack it all in and open a nice, boring, non-robbery-prone bookstore instead. And it's not just the dispensaries feeling the pinch. The ripple effect of these heists is impacting everything from local tax revenue, which is supposed to be going towards essential services, to the job market in the burgeoning cannabis industry. It's a classic case of a few bad apples spoiling the whole damn orchard. So, how are the good people of Macomb County reacting to this whole cannabis heist epidemic unfolding in their backyard? Well, it's a mixed bag of opinions, seasoned with a healthy dose of Midwestern pragmatism. Some residents are understandably outraged. They see these robberies as a threat to public safety and a black eye on their community. They're demanding action from law enforcement and elected officials, and frankly, who can blame them? Nobody wants to live in a place where they fear getting caught in the crossfire of a dispensary stick-up. But then, there's another segment of the population, perhaps those who partake in the occasional edible themselves, who view the situation with a more laissez-faire attitude. They argue that it's a victimless crime, that these dispensaries can afford the losses, and that maybe, just maybe, some of that stolen weed is finding its way into the hands of people who need it. But even they have to admit it's a less than ideal situation. So, what does the future hold for Macomb County's cannabis industry? Will it be a future where dispensaries resemble medieval fortresses guarded by knights in bulletproof vests? Or will we see a crackdown on crime, increased security, and a return to a more civilized way of procuring your preferred method of relaxation? Honestly, it's anyone's guess. The situation in Macomb County is a microcosm of the challenges facing the legal cannabis industry nationwide. As more states legalize, the industry is going to have to grapple with issues of security, regulation, and public perception. One thing's for sure though, this story is far from over. And whether you're an advocate for legalization, a staunch opponent, or just someone who enjoys the occasional gummy bear that makes you question the fabric of reality, it's an issue worth paying attention to. Look, I'm not saying you need to become a vigilante crime fighter patrolling the streets of Macomb County with a bag of Cheetos and a watchful eye for suspicious activity, but staying informed about what's happening in your community, engaging in constructive dialogue, and supporting local businesses that are trying to do things the right way, that's just good citizenship. Whether it's demanding better from your elected officials, supporting law enforcement efforts, or simply being a more informed consumer, every little bit helps. Remember folks, a community that consumes cannabis together, stays together, or something like that. Look, the point is, we're all in this together. And on that note, I'm gonna go enjoy a completely legal and responsibly sourced beverage. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and for the love of all that is good and green, please subscribe to our channel. We'll be back next week with another deep dive into a topic that's probably going to make you equally as concerned and mildly amused. Until then, stay curious, Macomb County.